Hello everyone and welcome to Moonride. This is Dave Johnson and I'm channeling the man in the moon, among other entities. Today I really want to take a look at the revelations they're finding out of the January 6th commission. If you get a chance, take a look at Rolling Stone's article. These people are not named, but they're starting to come up with some really intriguing information about how the rally was created by members of the Senate, and it looks like it was directed by the White House. So I think this is the most significant story in the past year. I think there's going to be much more to come out about this, but let's just put my opinion on the side and see what we have to say about this particular event. I know there are several people who may have been involved, and some people who we now know are involved. I'm going to try to take a look at what we know. And again, take a look at this article in Rolling Stone. It's very interesting. So, my first question is just, Spirit, are these people going to be held accountable? It seems like no one's held accountable for these things. Marjorie Taylor Greene was involved, we now know, and her face has come up, and she's like kind of turned into a witch, just like snarling at me. So I think, in answer to the question, yes, she is one of the people who will face consequences. Spirit, what consequences will Marjorie face? It's like I see a rally and it's like people are, throwing food at her. She's very animated, very defensive, very angry. It's possible. I see that she faces jail time and facing the potential of going to jail. Does she change her? Does she spill the beans? It's an extremely difficult position for her to be in. When faced with serious jail time, I think that she might start talking. I see her going to just kind of discreetly speak to a couple of people. She's getting a little panicked, and I feel like there are others that are getting panicked inside the Senate. Yeah, Boebert is looking pretty frightened. She will not. She'll not. She will not squeal. She's a full diehard fanatic. She will not squeal. She would go to jail rather than talk. All right, and I know that there's Gosar. This guy helped to organize the rally, but it's starting to look like he had connections to Trump and promised certain people that there would be a blanket pardon for their crimes. This indicates, this is just me speaking, this indicates that he knew that a crime would be committed, and he told those people they'd be pardoned by Trump. This implies serious crime. So what about Gosar? Not sure what this image means. He's going through a doorway. There's lots of, like cloud space, white light on the other side. Oh, it's like he's trying to hide. Right, he's trying to hide behind these clouds. And what's interesting is like the wind blows the clouds away and there he is. So he keeps trying to go through doorways to hide information. This will not last forever. He'll be able to hide it for a while. I don't know how, but he may be able to hide it even for years. But he's forced to constantly move about and to cover his tracks. He's very He's very worried and active in doing that. So what are you going to do, Gosar? Are you going to get caught? Is she going to get caught, Spirit? I think he is going to get caught. Is this a prison I see? Okay, so I'm seeing bars, but they're only on 3 sides of him. Again, this is like I don't necessarily see him in jail. I see him facing jail time. So, is that just 3? Is that a full prison? I take it back. Now I do see the 4th side of the prison wall. I see him in jail. And I see him as a ruined man. He's learned nothing from this experience. He has no remorse. He is purely about his own ego and survival. He doesn't care about the nation. But this is an effective punishment. He is truly being punished. He cares a lot about what people think of him. Is that Gosar I'm seeing? Yeah, it's Gosar. Okay, is he going to go to jail? Now it's not entirely certain. Is he going to go to jail, Spirit? So, Spirit, is Gosar going to go to jail? I'm getting an ambiguous kind of, which doesn't make sense to me. Is Gosar going to prison? I think that he maybe will go, but it's like he'll get probation or something. He'll get off fairly lightly. That's what I'm seeing. It's very unclear. It's like he goes to jail, but he doesn't. So there will be consequences. I'm not going to say right now that he'll go to jail, but there will be serious ethical, legal consequences for what he's done. At the very least, is he going to stay in... He is out of the Senate. He will be ousted from the Senate. There is also Mo Brooks. If you noticed, Mo Brooks was one of those guys who attended the rally and had some really heavy-duty language about attacking the Capitol. But I'm wondering if there's more. He was very much at the center of these things. He knows a lot. He was at the center of the event, and he knows everything. He was the guy in the middle of everything. He was considered not so fringy that he wouldn't tell the truth, not so fringy that he would be so crazy looking, but crazy enough so that he would do what he did do, which was recommend attacking the Capitol. He knows everything. He's connected. He is the linchpin to all of this stuff. If anyone sat him down and got him to tell the truth, there would be a lot of consequences for this. And he knows that, and everybody knows that. I'm seeing him with a gun, a machine gun, actually. And I'm getting, like, his fingerprints are all over it. I think Mo Brooks is the person that we need to talk to first. What are consequences for Mo Brooks? He will try everything. He's going to try to take the Fifth, for example. It's almost like, how you have sometimes in a restaurant, a lid over the plate of food. It's like they keep trying to put a lid on him, keep trying to put a lid on him, keep trying to put a lid on him. I don't know if that's the right or the left. But he always escapes. So he gets away from it and he runs away. I kind of feel more like he's on the run. So is Mo Brooks going to be held accountable? So one more time, is Mo Brooks going to be held accountable? I don't know if you guys can hear it, but the universe has just sent some thunder into this reading. Is Mo Brooks going to be held accountable? I'm going to say yes. A lot of interesting and strange images of him like being pursued by a ship and all this stuff. But it's almost like, it's like he's escaped to an island and he thinks he's safe, but here comes the ship to the island and he's no match. They're gonna find him. He'll be interrogated, some serious interrogations. These people are facing a lot of stress and questions. So there is some justice in that. Mo Brooks is looking very desperate. I get a censure by the Senate and almost like political exclusion. And get a trial. There is a trial for Mo Brooks. They do look like some kinds of consequences. I'm not sure if the consequences looking like jail. But political suicide. I do get that this was political suicide, that he will be excommunicated, as it were, from the party. Yeah, as will many of these right-wingers. Nobody wants them, even the Republicans don't want them to be identifiable in the party, right? So they're going to push away from them as much as possible. So they don't want to, go the Liz Cheney route and keep people accountable, but they certainly don't want the Mo Brookses out, reminding everybody about how Republicans attacked the Capitol. All right. So what about, there's Ali Alexander. Again, a couple of people have come forward and said the truth. We don't know their names yet, but somebody within the field has identified that there are two people who are talking right now. Don't be too upset with Merrick Garland, sorry. Don't be too upset with him. He's working extremely hard, and it's very important for him to keep this information somewhat secret because, you have the next person come in and you interrogate them, they don't know what you know. So they're going to be honest, They don't want to lie under oath. Yeah, Merrick Garland is very on it. He is prepared. He's working to change things. He's going to do this in a fairly professional way. He's trying to depoliticize the events that are going on in his institution, which is part of his job. It's just trying to appear honest. And this will have people keep quoting Biden's numbers and saying how bad it is and the Republicans are winning. I don't see Republicans winning the next election. I see Democrats taking a surprising amount of points away from the Republicans. Public sentiment, there's a year and a half for that to change. And I think all of these trials, this evidence, these things that are coming up are going to make the Republican Party look really bad just before their election. It seems really problematic. And, we might wonder about consequences for Trump, but, Trump's the best thing that could happen for the Democratic Party. All he does is keep talking and talking and talking. He makes the Republicans look bad. He keeps the diehard supporters away from the election because no one wants to, vote and then lose. It's easier for them to say, well, it's all corrupt anyway, so I didn't vote, right? So I don't mean to say anything in support of Trump and not putting him in jail, but he is actually delivering a favor to the American people because his behavior has become so far beyond the pale. even for a centrist or some Republicans. So will he face consequences? Many of the consequences of Trump's actions will be served upon his children. Trump is going to do fairly well at delaying and delaying and delaying. He will delay. But I keep seeing his daughter with a tear running down her cheek, and then I see the other kids, and they look like they're, punished children, if you will. The money's gone. They're losing money. They're on the verge of going broke. These kids will never get a normal job. So there are a lot of problems for them. And they're not particularly intelligent. So, when they go and they speak in front of a, investigator, they spill the beans, they say the wrong things, they're arrogant, they're just not that smart. So they do all the wrong things. So are they going to pay for this? Trump Jr. Seems to be in some serious trouble for January 6th. So, and I think I see him going to jail. So how about Trump? Well, again, they don't necessarily want Trump in jail. What they want is Trump to be constantly defending himself against the legal applications. Ultimately, it is up to a judge and jury to convict him. So that's where Merrick Garland is. He's trying to get enough information for a judge and jury to convict him. There are many crimes. It's hard to decide which one to do first, right? So do we go to New York and paying off hookers first? Do we go to this? Do we go to that? It's really hard for him to set up a time frame and schedule because there are so many things to prosecute. It is overwhelming, the number of prosecutions that he has, and he has to schedule them. You can't have Trump in 3 trials at the same time because he wouldn't be able to testify. It'd be impossible for him to be in 3 trials at the same time. So a long trial will prevent other trials, and it might end in a bust. But will Trump pay? Trump, at the very least, will pay in cash. His business is virtually ruined. It's just a question of time. He's starting to have to sell his assets. He is becoming unknown. So I don't know about the actual long-term go-to-prison punishment that he frankly deserves. But in the meantime, he is serving up a punishment. We just don't see it. We just don't know that he's broke. We don't see the fighting in his household. We don't see the disappointment in his kids' eyes. We do not see the fear that he has that he's just going to lose, and he's going to lose financially, and he's going to lose socially. And there is no way he's running again. That's just nonsense from the media. There's no way Trump was going to run again. This was not a good business venture for him. He didn't make money out of it. He might have gotten famous, but he didn't get any money. It was costly to him. His business is ruined again. So will he be punished? Yeah, it's not clear the ultimate punishment. I don't think that we know yet what will happen to Trump. Keep in mind, he is not a young man. So by the time these trials end, he just may not be around. We really just need to put his feet to the fire in the meantime and constantly press for the truth. That's what America needs right now, is the truth. So, when these people do pass, we'll have the evidence that we need to understand this historically. Again, you might find this very frustrating, but the universe does have a justice of its own. It's difficult to have faith in that justice when you see what's happening. But if you look around you, you will see that, people are ultimately punished for the ways they act in this lifetime. It just might not be a punishment that we know about. We don't necessarily get to see it. And to understand it, if you believe in multiple lifetimes, then it's our goal at the end of our life to sort of critique ourselves. That's what we're going to do. So we all do that. We all critique ourselves. We've all made some mistakes. This doesn't justify the mistakes of others, but it does let us know that ultimately there is a reckoning with the truth. And that's what Garland is after. And that, in some sense, is what we should be after, the truth. Okay, thanks so much for watching.